Hello brothers, I hope you all are happy and healthy. Today I am talking about Demon Slayer Season 3 Episode 5. If you haven't watched previous episode, then video link will be in description. Let's start brothers. Season 3 Episode 5, whose name is Bright Red Blade. At the beginning of the episode, we see Muichiro running with carrying Kotetsu on his shoulder. Then he asks him if they are going in the right direction. Then Kotetsu replies yes. After this we see that one monster was trying to climb the tree, because Kanamori was sitting on a branch of tree. Then Muichiro immediately takes out his sword and breaks the pot of that monster, so that the monster becomes dust and flies away. Kanamori and Kotetsu gets happy seeing each other alive, and Kotetsu tells Muichiro that this is Kanamori, to which Muichiro asks Kanamori if his new sword is ready. Kanamori then sees that Muichiro's sword, which is badly damaged. Actually, the sword that Muichiro was talking about was the same sword that Muichiro threw on Tanjiro. And Tanjiro gave that sword for repair, and said that he should try to understand Muichiro. Muichiro surprises on hearing this, and then Kotetsu says that we should hurry up. Demons has also attacked on Haganezuka. Then all three start going towards Kanamori's work shed. And in some time they reaches on work shed, to which Kanamori says that Muichiro's sword is kept inside it. He must take the sword and go to save the village chief. But Muichiro refuses and says he can't do that. After that Muichiro grabs Kanamori from behind, because he realized that there is a demon around them. And only then a pot comes out with rolling from the bushes. And a voice comes from that pot that you have noticed me. And only then Gyoko comes out from pot, who is a upper rank 5 demon. Gyoko laughingly says that you must be Hashira. Is this work shade special to you? On the other side, fish demon had attacked on village, and some swordsmiths were trying to save the swords and village chief. But these demons were very powerful. Their nails were very sharp, swordsmiths are almost about to die. But then we see Mitsuri, who is flying in the air after cutting a demon pot, and saying that I am sorry for being late. And she starts killing demons. And people keep looking at her, because she is very cute and beautiful, and also very powerful. Because people get crazy about seeing her beauty, and they forget that she is a Hashira. After that some people say her to save the village chief, and Mitsuri also goes to that direction. Here one big monster fish demon attacked on village chief Tekken, and demon grabs village chief in his hand. And one person tried to save chief, but fish demon attached on him and throw him far away. And person noticed that this demon is more big and fast than other demons. And all the people who were kept for the chief's security have been killed, and he has to save the chief at any cost. Then there is Mitsuri's entry. This man sees that Mitsuri's sword is not like other swords. This sword is like whip, because the sword was made by Chief Tekken himself. And the demon roars loudly after seeing Mitsuri. Mitsuri attacks him with the first form of her love breathing, shivers of first love. Mitsuri cuts all the 4 pots of that demon at one slash, so that the demon dies and turns into dust. And the Tekken starts falling down from demon's grip. Then Mitsuri jumps and catches Tekken and asks, is he okay? Then Tekken says that he is in the hands of such a beautiful girl. Can anything bad happen to her? Then a man says that he also fell on his head. Can Mitsuri hold his hand too? Then Tekken says stop your nonsense. And on the other hand Tanjiro starts getting a strange smell. When he regains consciousness, he finds Nezuko is running on picking him. Then Sekido attacks them with his stick, due to which lightning comes out. Nezuko tries very hard to avoid that lightning, but she gets electric shock. And then Tanjiro starts running with picking Nezuko. Tanjiro sees Yurogi coming to attack on him. Then he starts running fast, on which Sekido gets very angry, and he says to Karaku that he killed these two soon. Then Karaku attacks Tanjiro with a fan, but Tanjiro escapes from it. But after that Karaku attacks Tanjiro with a very powerful attack that destroys the whole building. And Tanjiro also gets hit by it. And they both fly away and fall, but before falling, Nezuko holds Tanjiro's sword, and they both fall away. After that all three demons start searching for both of them in the rubble of building. and we see that Nezuko is buried under a huge rubble. But she is still holding on to Tanjiro's sword. Tanjiro tells Nezuko to drop her sword, so he can help her, but Nezuko grabs hold of her sword more tightly, due to which Nezuko's blood starts flowing. Tanjiro sees that the demons are coming this way looking for him, but Nezuko still does not drop the sword. We then see the Gyoko on the other side, who introduces himself and saying that he wants to show them one of his artworks before killing them. Then he claps and presents another pot, the pot from which the twisted corpses of 5 swordsmiths emerge. And swords are also inserted in those corpses. Kanamori and Kotetsu are horrified to see this, and become very sad because they knew these 5. And one of them was Kanamori's uncle. Then the Gyoko proudly says that when their swords are swung, they shout loudly. Muchiro gets very angry after seeing this. Seeing this, Kotetsu starts crying, and Muchiro attacks on Gyoko above with his sword, and goes to slit his neck. But then Gyoko disappears from there, and comes out of another pot, which was kept on the roof. Muchiro understands that Gyoko can teleport from one pot to another. Then Gyoko comes out of the pot and angrily says that my talk is not over yet. Muchiro makes another attack on him, but only manages to cut his pot, as the Gyoko vanishes from there as well, and emerging from a third pot that was placed on the ground below. But Muchiro notices that Gyoko is not trying to get his neck cut like Hantengu. This means that the Gyoko can be killed by snapping its neck. After this, the Gyoko gets very angry, and he takes out another pot in his hand. 2 goldfish emerge from the pot, and both goldfish attack Muchiro with lots of sharp needles. But Muchiro escapes from them. Seeing this, Kotetsu shouts loudly, on which that goldfish attacks both of them as well. But before that, Muchiro comes in front of them, and all the needles enter inside Muchiro. To which Muchiro tells them that they both are go away from here and hide somewhere. And Gyoko is very happy to see Muchiro. And Gyoko tells Muchiro that the poison of these needles will show effect soon, and his whole body will be paralyzed. Then Gyoko insults Muchiro and says that you put your precious life in danger to save the useless life of these 2. Hearing this, Muchiro reminds that many years ago, someone had told him the same thing, that his life is not valuable. Then he has a flashback in which it was summer, and it was so hot outside, that's why they kept the door open. Then Gyoko says that he will kill this Hashira, and make an artifact of it too. Muchiro gets angry hearing this, and goes to cut his neck. Just then Gyoko takes out a new pot in his hand. His neck is too thick, and then Gyoko uses the blood demon art, water poison, pot on him, and traps Muchiro in the water. Gyoko then says that Muchiro will die soon of suffocation. Muchiro then tries to cut the water with his sword, but to no avail. Then Gyoko laughs at him and tells him that he has blocked the biggest power of a demon slayer, which is his breathing. Gyoko tells Muchiro that after he dies, he will destroy the entire village, so that the demon slayers will no longer have swords to fight, and will be comes to their knees. After that, we will also behead Master Kaguya. And we see on the other side that Tanjiro's sword was completely stained with Nezuko's blood. But Tanjiro didn't understand what Nezuko was doing. Then Nezuko uses her blood demon art, exploding blood, which caused Tanjiro's entire sword to be engulfed in flames. Tanjiro sees that his sword has turned red because of heat. And then Tanjiro hears a woman's voice. That warrior's sword turns red in the middle of the fight. How strange, although the sword is black in color. Then Tanjiro wonders who is this lady. He then remembers that he must be seeing his ancestor's memory again. And that warrior the lady is talking about is none other than Yorichi, who wears earrings like Tanjiro. And Yorichi's sword would also turn red during the fight, like it has now. But his sword turned red because of Nezuko's blood. After that, Tanjiro thinks that no matter how powerful he becomes, but he is still human. He has been kept alive by many people now, and he has to live up to their expectations, whose only objective is the safety of humans and the end of demons. Then Tanjiro takes his sword and goes in front of those 3 demons. Karaku gets very excited seeing her. But Yurogi said that nothing will happen. And he goes to kill him, but Sekido notices that Tanjiro's sword is red. Because all Kizuki have Muzan's blood inside, then Sekido's memory of Muzan starts triggering. And he sees that his sword is exactly the same. Like that samurai, who almost killed the king of all demons, Lord Muzan. Now Tanjiro's mark changes and to come forward as in season 2. And he raises his sword to attack. And then behind him we see Yorichi's image. Seeing this, Sekido and Yurogi get very scared. Tanjiro uses the Hinokami Kagura to slit Yurogi's neck. And at next moment also slits Karaku and Sekido's necks. And the name of this breathing style he calls Dragon Sun Halo Head Dance. And the body of all 3 demons falls down lifeless. Tanjiro then remembers that when he cut off Gyutaro's head, at that time also his powers had increased, and his body became so hot, as if his whole body was on fire. Tanjiro then thinks that, if he beheads all 4 of them at the same time, they will die, so he starts looking for the 4th demon. Tanjiro sees in the forest far away, that Genya has inserted Eizesu's spear into Eizesu, and Eizesu's severed neck is in Genya's hand. Seeing this, Tanjiro becomes happy, and calls Genya, and when Genya turns back, we see that Genya is looking very fierce. His teeth have grown long and his eyes were also looking very dangerous. He was looking like a demon. Tanjiro gets shocked seeing this. And this is where the episode ends. Stay tuned to know what has happened to Genya, and what will happen to Muchiro. Tell me in the comments how did you like this episode and explanation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.